Today, I'm finally going to play with Trinny London's makeup. And I'm so excited because it's all cream-based formulas, and I am a fan of any kind of cream product. I just find myself gravitating towards cream and moving myself away from powdered products. So let's get right into this because we picked up as much stuff as we possibly could to really test out the formulas, the finishes, the wear time, the longevity. Let's dive right in. So we're gonna start off first with the BFF cream. This is her Skin Perfector with SPF 30. Retails for $46.50 each. So what this is, it's supposed to hydrate, boost radiance, and wake up your tired skin using their micro-encapsulated pigments that perfectly adapt to somehow your skin tone. It tones down your redness, and of course, it has an SPF. So they're saying this right here is like the perfect base product. And she does use everything with her hands mostly. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Comes out white, like a nice creamy white. It feels like a really lightweight moisturizer, but also nice and serumy. I'm not really seeing that much toning of the skin, honestly. Maybe I should have used 2 pumps, but let's move forward. So far, I'm enjoying this quite a lot, even just for its nice boost of hydration. This next product is their BFF Serum De-Stress, their tinted serum. And this retails for $50 US each. And this is kind of like, I would say, a take on this right here, the one that I just used, the Skin Perfector. But this has quite a bit more pigment in it, and it has some other type of technology that's called NP Triox technology that combats the effects of stress on the skin. But they're saying that it has hyaluronic acid in here that instantly plumps your skin and leaves your skin very smooth and fresh and just radiant. And also their tinted formula, they're saying it's buildable and also breathable, but it's not supposed to be greasy, non-streaking, and it provides an all-day buildable coverage. It feels really nice on the face, the way it blends. Very easy to blend. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't feel slimy. It doesn't feel sticky. It just feels really nice. I mean, you can see how well it's blending into the skin. It's definitely providing a pretty decent amount of pigment, and it looks like it's definitely buildable, but it feels really nice. I'm kind of impressed with this formula so far. Just evens out the skin tone. Just kind of gets rid of that redness a little bit. It looks really pretty, but it's definitely not giving me a medium or even a light medium coverage. I would say it's like a nice solid light coverage. You can still see my cheeks, a little bit of redness peeking through, still see quite a bit of redness from the pimples, but the skin itself looks really beautiful and it feels really nice. It doesn't feel heavy and it doesn't feel like sticky or oily. Just keeping a thing right here on my table. This is the only thing with using your fingers. If I don't clean them, it just gets all over the product, and that's just a personal pet peeve of mine. So I do need to have some type of cleaning product right here just to clean my hands in between using the next product. I'm gonna quickly do my eyebrows just because she doesn't have any eyebrow product. So I'll be right back and then we'll move on to concealer. So next for concealer, we picked up her Just a Touch foundation slash concealer. So this right here is formulated for areas that you really want that extra coverage. And this retails for each $37. And this one has quite a bit more shade range, which is awesome. But a lot of people use this just for like concealing areas. So like red spots underneath your eyes, things like that. So first, let's just use my fingertips, kind of warm it up. And I'm just gonna use it right underneath my eyes. And it definitely feels a little bit thicker, a little bit stickier, but hopefully it will set nicely. I would say this is so far the most amount of coverage from her base products that I've tried. I don't know if I would use this all over my face just because it is a little bit more of that thicker consistency, but it feels quite nice. I'm wondering how it's going to look once it sets, or if it does even set on the face. And they are saying that this is supposed to have a buildable coverage that evens skin tone and texture while toning down redness. And it's supposed to give you concentrated coverage with a healthy radiance, lightweight, non-greasy, non-patchy formula that won't smother your skin. I love that. Oh, I like how it brightened up my skin quite nicely. And it looks like it's blending in really nicely into my skin. Just that warmth on my fingertips and my face just kind of melts everything into my skin really well. Okay, so once you kind of blend it into your skin, it definitely does not look the same in the pot. So I'm gonna take the shade Allison and just use my same finger and kind of go over certain areas that I want concealed. I actually quite like that. That looks really pretty. I look very fresh and dewy, which I am really actually enjoying a lot. Next step are the eyes. Picked up some of her eyeshadows. They're each $24, and there's quite a bit of shades to choose from in different finishes and different texture shades, but she does say that, again, use your ring finger to create that intensity on your eyes and then build up as much as you want. Or she also has a brush option. It's like a 3-in-1 brush. It has a liner brush, a shader brush, and then a lip brush in one, which I think is really cool, especially for what she's going for. Everything just kind of stacks on top of each other. This right here, concealers. Then you have your cheeks, your bronzer, your blushes, your lip and blushes. Everything just sticks on top of each other, and it's magnetic. And it's just like a really nice, strong magnet. So that's really nice. And this right here retails for $37, but you are getting 3 different brushes. So let's go with the eyeshadows. And I wanted to use this shade right here called Vision. I think it's one of her newer shades. Oh my goodness, that's very creamy. Okay, that feels really interesting on the eyelid. It is super smooth, but it also kind of feels like a powder, but a cream powder. It looks like it's blending in quite nice. It's kind of blending into nothing. I mean, you can definitely still see it, but it's very, very light. Let's take Mystery kind of all over the lid, actually. I think this is just a really nice, kind of like a pewter taupey color. And this one I feel like is giving me a little bit more of a payoff. I'm wanting something more from these. They're not really popping on my eyelid. I think this is really good for like that everyday type of a look, like a one and done type of an eyeshadow look, which I think is awesome. You just put it on your lid and you're good to go. I think I'm understanding what this is all about. All right, let me take that same shade, Mystery. I'm gonna take a tiny bit and smudge it on the lower lash line. All right, for mascara, she doesn't have her own mascara, but Jackie did some research and she said that she really enjoys Clinique mascara. Didn't specify which one, but we're going to use the High Impact mascara. I haven't used Clinique mascaras in so long. We picked up a couple of new ones. Just a nice, simple wand. Looks like it's separating the lashes. It's not doing anything too crazy. Just a nice, typical black mascara. And I also picked up Clinique's Bottom Lash mascara. The cutest, tiniest mascara ever. We have cheekbones. This is her contour. Contouring made easy. Cheekbones is our go-to cream-based face framer. Each shade is $33 and there's only 3 shades. I picked up 2 out of the 3. Let's start off with Kate. So they do give instructions of how to do this. They're saying just take a small amount. Wow, that looks straight up gray. And then they said start like right here. I'm not gonna go too far in, just gonna do this. I mean, that's like straight up gray on my face. And then she uses this part, or this part right here with the thumb, this chubby part, she's saying. And then she puts the thumb right here and then she kind of just gently blends into the skin. I mean, this is definitely not the color for me. It's her cool tone to mimic shadow. So I'm just gonna go with this shade right here. You know what, I'm just gonna blend the way I would blend. Just gently patting it into my skin, basically creating that shadow, just like that. This is a much better tone for my skin tone. I would say this product is actually really, really blendable, but you definitely have to choose the right shade for your skin tone. I feel like it's kind of blending away though, so I have to keep adding it onto my cheekbones, which it's okay, I'm okay with, but I feel like I just have to keep digging it back into the pot. All right, so going on to their bronzer. This is their Golden Glow, which is a cream-based bronzer that brings easy sun-kissed warmth to the skin in need of a holiday. Oh, I like that. Also retails for $33 US, and they have more shades to choose from in terms of like different warmths. So this is definitely a lot warmer than this shade right here that I used for my contour, Serena. Let me just show you the difference. You can see how much warmer this one is. So it's gonna give you definitely more of a warmth instead of more of that chiseled look. I'm gonna do the same thing, kind of what I've been doing, take a little bit and then just kind of work that into the skin and then just tap it in areas a little bit higher than where I did my contour. I feel like this one is a little bit more dewy of a finish instead of a little bit more of a natural. Like, look, you see that? Very dewy and it feels very wet. Man, these are so creamy and so blendable. All right, let's move on to the blush. I'm really excited for this blush because it just looked really pretty. So this is her Flush blush. It's a blusher, that's what they say. Each retails for $26.50. They have 4 shades to choose from. I have shade Electra, which looks really beautiful for every day. And then I picked something a little bit more bright and poppy for spring and summer, shade Wigs, which I think is just so stunning. I kind of want to go maybe for both, mix the two, see what it looks like. So this formula, it's a long-lasting formula that's supposed to help achieve a rosy, healthy look that lasts all day long, no streaking or fading, and it gives a matte finish, which is really interesting. So I'm just gonna kind of work it into right here and then use my finger and start tapping that onto my cheekbones. It's actually really pretty. It's not as poppy as I wanted it to be, but it definitely gives a beautiful flush to my cheeks. This is a very, very easy formula to use for the blush. Really blendable, very buildable, and I just like that it's so blendable. Let's move on to highlighter because we need a lot more glow than this. So this one right here, this is their superb cream-based highlighter that lets you take the bright light everywhere. It's cute. 4 shades as well. I picked up one of their lighter shades, which is Starlit or Starlight. It's a neutral champagne glow. It's very creamy, a little like that wet, slick feeling. Like you can see that. It's a very wet. Okay, yeah, it's a very, very light highlighter. Yeah, it just gives you a nice little glow. But I feel like I already have such a high glow on my face that this is not even needed, honestly. Before we go on to the lips, I do have this little product right here. If you're feeling like this is too much glow for you, they do have this face finishing mattifying balm. This mattifying balm retails for, again, $33. It gives a flawless finish fast without the dusty residue of a powder. They're saying it's good for humid days and oily skin. Let's go for it. Just gonna take a little bit on my ring finger and just pat that onto my skin. Oh yeah, look at that. You can still definitely see like a really nice, a very soft glow from within, but it's not like bam, shiny in your face. Last but not least, we have lips. This right here is her lip to cheek product. Again, retails for $33 each. This right here, first shade, is called Lady J. Then we have VB. Then we have, this one looks really pretty. It's called Pia. And then last but not least, Cha-Cha. I think I kind of want to take Cha-Cha. No, let's do Pia. Let's try this out. So this right here, it does have a long-lasting, intense pigment that has stain power, so I like that. And it also has a matte texture that just gives the perfect helping of fresh from a run rosiness. Their descriptions are so cute. Let's take Wigs. Take a different finger and take it more like the outer parts of my lips. Okay, I'm really excited to do this wear test because there's quite a bit of products that I really am enjoying. I'm really excited about both of her BFFs, the cream and the serums. I think they're both actually really beautiful and they give a really nice finish to the skin. And then I'm really liking her contour. That second shade, Serena, is actually quite nice. Eyeshadows, I feel like I still have to play with it. I expected a little bit more from the eyeshadows, a little bit more intensity. The lip product for the cheeks, it feels very soft on the lips. It kind of has like that soft, velvety, moussey texture. But it's a little bit drying. Like it's, look at that. It's creating that line around my lips, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm not really excited about these lip to cheek. Let's go on with the day and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so I did an update, but I wasn't talking because we were in a parking garage and it was super loud. But this was after dinner and you can still see that I had a little bit of that lip color on my lips, but I was looking really shiny on the forehead especially, and that was like the one thing. The forehead is just like bam. So that mattifying balm, I feel like you'd have to reapply it every so many hours, maybe like every couple of hours, just to kind of keep the shine down just ever so slightly. Yes, my face looks really oily, but it's just also like very uneven. Like these red spots are really starting to pop through, like that concealer is not really long wearing. You can still see the blush, you can still see a little bit of that contour. The eyeshadow is still on. It's not that creased, which is really good. I'll use a lot of these eyeshadows with primer underneath and see if the longevity is even better. The concealer is actually, it's still really nice. I like how stretchy a lot of these products are because they are cream. They do kind of stretch with your face, so your fine lines, they're not super exaggerated. They don't look crepey. They don't look super dry. So I'm really happy about that. Yes, the makeup has broken apart right here where I've been eating, talking, singing, laughing, whatever it is, but it's not bad. It's like moving along with your face, if that makes any sense. I like a lot of these products. Like I said, I'm still really excited to keep playing with her base products. I really like the concealer. I think it was actually quite nice. It had pretty good pigment and it doesn't look really dry throughout the day, which I really appreciate. And then I really liked the blushes. The Flush Blush. The lip to cheek, I'm not really the biggest fan of. It just felt really dry on the lips especially. I want to try it on my cheeks, but I actually really liked the blushes, the Flush Blush. So eyeshadows, like I said, I'm going to keep playing with an eyeshadow primer underneath to really try to get as much of it as I can because it didn't really crease. It did crease a tiny bit, but it still looks quite similar to the first initial application. Okay, so let me give you my least favorite products that I'm not really excited to keep playing with. I would have to say the contour shades, the illuminator, and then the lip to cheek products. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I am not a fan of this type of stackables. I do like how compact they are, but they're just not comfortable. They get stuck and you have to like really force them on and just, yeah, not my favorite, but they're not the worst. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm really happy I got to try Trinny London. I'm gonna still keep playing with most of these products. And then some of the products I am gonna give away and we'll see what other people say about them, if they have a similar experience or not. But for now, you guys, thank you for watching, spending time with me and this line of just cream products. I'm really happy I tried it out. I'll see you guys next one very soon. Bye.